Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, The Rock's daughter debuts on NXT.
A missing NXT prospect returns for the first time in 10 months.
Is Karl Anderson about to drop his New Japan title?
And a big update on Tessa Blanchard's wrestling future. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Alright, let's kick things by talking about Simone Johnson, aka Ava Raine, aka The Rock's daughter, aka the newest member of the Schism. She was unveiled on last night's episode as the person who'd been lurking with the red stuff, the spooky stuff, spooky reveal coming soon. She'd been in the crowd, she'd been hanging out for weeks. It was speculated to be a bunch of different people. I heard Saray from some corners. I heard Isla Dawn from some other corners. But no, it was Ava Raine. So this segment started out, it was Joe Gacy. It was...
Robbie Fowler, Mick Jagger.
Robbie Fowler and Mick Jagger. I had to pause actually to think of their actual ring names now.
Let me be Grizzled Young Vets again, please.
Yeah, that'd be nice. They were in the ring. It was a typical promo for those dudes.
Arrive, talk bollocks, leave.
Yeah, spooky stuff across the board. And then Joe Gacy was like, right, it's time to finally reveal yourself. Pull off your mask, all of that stuff. It was indeed Ava Raine. She spoke a little bit about how the Schism's love defies any preconceived notion of who I'm supposed to be, which is obviously alluding to her family connections. She's the fourth generation wrestler. Of course, her dad is The Rock. Her grandfather, not her granddaughter, she's the granddaughter, is Rocky Johnson, and her just one great. I'm all over
He
the
was
place.
great.
I don't understand how families work. Her great-grandfather is the High Chief, Pierre Maivia.
Yes.
So fourth generation wrestler now. I don't think it's a great surprise that she's debuted in a way that isn't immediately like, hey, that's The Rock's daughter.
Yes.
Because she has spoken several times that she wants to kind of create her own thing rather than being tied to that. I remember when it came out earlier this year that she was going to be named Ava Raine and not Simone Johnson. Some people were like, "What the hell? It's The Rock's daughter. What are you doing?" And she was like, "No, I want this.
Yes.
I want something a bit different." So fair play to her. I respect that a lot. The Schism, it's an act that's not entirely for me because I think it shows talented people not in the best light. That's my analysis.
Yes, we will wait and see how this goes. I get it, not wanting to be called Simone Johnson, because that is, like when they said, what's his name, was like the next version of Kurt Angle, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of pressure to put on
let's
him.
not do that, Gable Stevenson.
Yeah, so I get it. It's her, it's Joe Gacy, who's obviously thrown all of himself into this gimmick in recent months. It's the Dayeg, that's Mick Jagger and Robbie Fowler. Look, 4 roots, 1 tree. Yeah. We'll see how this goes. I'm not gonna. I did see some people saying, "Oh, this is a bit Rhea Ripley in the Judgment Day or what have you," and I get it, but I think just give her a chance. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I think I'm not into the burials. Unless it's like the worst thing I've ever seen, and this isn't the worst thing I've ever seen.
Got good reaction in the PC.
Yeah, also like Retribution happened in the past few years, so worse.
Wasn't there a mask burning on last night's NXT?
That's T-Bar. Yes, T-Bar's coming back as Domi Dijak.
Good.
So
what a waste of time that's been for the last God knows how long.
T-Bar.
But intrigued to see what happens next week. You hear me?
All right.
Good luck with them.
Good luck, boys and girls.
Future. Just have the Grizzled Young Vets. Because they're a great tag team. A really good tag. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Shawn Michaels is making some interesting choices.
Yes, indeed.
Creatively.
Speaking of which, an NXT prospect returned on last night's show, having been missing for 10 months. I'm talking, of course, of Odyssey Jones, who showed up to cheer up our boys Malik Blade and Idris Sanofi. They came incredibly close to winning the NXT tag team titles last night. Spoilers, but why are you watching the news if you've not watched the wrestling first? Yes, they were unfortunately defeated by the tag champs pretty deadly, and they were licking their wounds, let's say.
They're not even Scottish.
I know, it's a thing we do on the podcast.
Why do you say it in a Scottish accent?
WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from.
You have to explain that one for me, because you've just used my accent there, and I don't like it.
Okay. Okay, the new. Pretty deadly beat Blade and Inoue, and they were leaving going, oh, bloody hell, we were so bloody close. And then Odyssey Jones and goes, cheer up, boys. jump in, and he's got a pickup truck, and he's got some ladies in the back, and he takes them away to cheer them all up, basically. Now, Jones, of course, has been missing, as I said, for about 10 months. He suffered an injury wrestling Sanga on the now defunct 205 Live, and he had a ruptured patella tendon. No word on when he was going to return, but he's back now, and hopefully going to be back in the ring soon.
Yeah, you know how last week Kevin Owens said, JD, don't Google me, or the other week or whatever. Yeah, maybe Odyssey don't Google me as well, because he's made some interesting comments on his Instagram page that you probably shouldn't look into, or maybe you should, I don't know. Yeah, good. I guess that he's recovered and all of this stuff. I think he's talented for sure.
In ring, he's great.
He was a lot of fun during his first few months on TV last year. Yeah, I like an Idris and Blade Rule.
They're so good.
They're so much fun.
I really enjoyed both tag team title matches last night. Really enjoyed that
Big
on NXT.
Fun. Dusty finish in the
controversy reigns.
Controversy everywhere.
Oh, sorry, I've just checked my phone, and 10 people have already campaigned for the former Simone Johnson join the Bloodline. So,
of course.
Because everyone's going to do that immediately now. Why don't you just give her a chance to do what she wants to do somewhere else?
Karl Anderson. Speaking
Bright
of
lights.
doing stuff in different places.
Can I be your Karl? Not your Karl Anderson. I'll be your Luke Gallows throughout this story.
Yeah. I guess so.
Challenge.
I guess so. You know the drill, right? Signed with WWE, still had New Japan commitments, confirmed he still had New Japan commitments, was booked for the 5th of November, was then booked by WWE for the 5th of November. Big clash. Karl Anderson says he's not coming. Worked. It's a huge work. This isn't even a conspiracy thing. It's just such a obvious work. It's unreal. New Japan were like, I'm angry, said President Obari, and now they've issued a statement. I'll just read it to you. There's a bunch of stuff at the beginning just outlining what I've said. New Japan has for the past few days attempted to negotiate with Anderson, but has not been met with a response. Should Anderson decide to, how do you say this word? Renege? I think renege on his scheduled championship match, which is used to be against Hikuleo. He will be required to vacate the Never Openweight Championship and return the belt to New Japan immediately. New Japan Pro Wrestling holds its championships to the highest of standards of professionalism and sincerely apologizes to fans for any disappointment or inconvenience caused by this matter. So, yeah, I mean, Voices of Wrestling reported over the weekend as well that somebody in New Japan had pitched, New Japan knew that Anderson was going to be booked for this date before they announced the match. When they re-signed with WWE, Anderson and Gallows did. Somebody believed to be Anderson, but not confirmed, had pitched the idea that, hey, why don't we announce the match anyway, and then run with the idea that
we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, and run with the idea that what's gonna happen to the belt, blah blah blah, who's gonna hold it, is he gonna hold it hostage, all that stuff. So yeah, so clear work. That's the latest on it. Thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm so angry. You're gonna do this. That I'm gonna retweet the video when you first arrive in WWE.
Yeah, exactly. We're so pissed, guys.
I love Karl Anderson. I love Luke Gallows. I think they are absolute pattern merchants, and I'm so excited to see how they respond to this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Twitter video later this day. It'll be fun.
Loads of people there. I'll turn it on. A few hundred. I'm good. That promo is one of the best things this year.
It's very
good.
This
year?
Must be.
Yeah, I have no idea what.
We're talking about free agents.
Time soup. Time has no meaning.
Time soup, man. Ever since the beginning of the pandemic, time is weird.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense. We're still here. It sucks.
Thank goodness we are. Right.
Oh yeah, that was a bit grim. It's still here. It sucks. No, I like being here.
Yeah, it's nice to be back.
Good to be alive, man.
Let's talk about Tessa Blanchard because we've had a bit of an update on what's going on with her. Obviously, she is...
Vital update.
Yeah, she's wrestled 3 matches in 2022 so far. She's wrestled 5 matches since an acrimonious split from Impact in June of 2020, of course. She sat down with the lovely Bill Apter for Sportskeeda.
Legendary.
Yeah, love that guy. To provide a bit of an update. And she said... her disappearing basically has been intentional. She is concentrating on education more than professional wrestling these days. She said, I kind of do that on purpose. I like to keep some things for me, some things for my family. Right now I'm in school, so that's my main focus. I try to do one of the 2 wrestling get-togethers or matches a month. Honestly, not too much more than that at the moment. She's at the University of Texas. She says, I'm doing whatever makes me feel happy. That's really my main focus right now, my happiness. I don't want to compromise my happiness for anything. Not for money, not for popularity, not for followers, not for any of that.
Yeah, studying international relations apparently, which should be helpful when Tessa Blanchard is attempting to interact with people of different races, which has allegedly been problematic for her in the past.
So yeah, any more developments from that, we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know the score with Tessa Blanchard. She was accused by several people of bullying and racially offensive comments.
Which she was the catalyst for by tweeting something herself, saying support each other.
And people kind of, came out around that. La Rosa Negra was, of course, the person she allegedly spat in her face during a tour of Japan. She then had the split from Impact, where it was during, the height of COVID and stuff, and she was requested to send in some videos. She didn't do that. She was let go a few days before her contract expired. She was stripped of the title. She was going to be at the center of the WOW, the WoW reboot this year. Remember the Nuclear Heat t-shirt? That was meant to be a big rehabilitation project for her, but then she fell out with the promoter for that as well at the start of the year, per Fightful Select. Tessa Blanchard, everybody.
It's just such a shame, man, because she's so talented. Like you say, she was Impact World Champion, and she could have been a game changer, I think, across the brilliantness for women. And then
it's blasted her own career into the sun.
Every time something like this happens, it's never in-ring stuff. It's everything backstage on social media and stuff like that, and just. What a shame.
And the thing is, it's not just like one person came out and went, hey, Tessa, you did this. It was a lot of folks.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, it's a bit rich, you saying support each other and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but so, the new career perhaps coming out of the college degree. I mean, she's not going to go to WWE. She's not going to go to AEW or somewhere else. Here we are.
Yeah, there's too much baggage.
Again, I think she's extremely talented, but this stuff's unforgivable, really. So.
Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE. Of course, if you want to get in touch with us. First question today comes from Scotty, who says, should the King of the Ring and Queen's Crown winners be given the Royal Rumble title match shots?
Ooh. Yeah, man, that's probably a good spot for them, right? Because the thing with the Royal Rumble is, it's great to have like an awesome feud for every title match or whatever. But the big draw of the Royal Rumble is always going to be the Royal Rumbles, surprisingly. So you can have kind of like a thing that's either engineered from a tournament or is like a fun one-off or like a spectacle match or whatever. Yeah, I think this is a good idea. Why not? I think that there was a report last week. Yeah, it was Dave in the Observer. Dave Meltzer reported that WWE had at least talked about the idea of running King of the Ring as a pay-per-view again, which would be cool. Ooh. Sorry, as a premium live event again. That'd be cool.
Big gap, haven't they, from November to February?
Big gap.
No, January.
That's right, yeah, huge, because they cancelled day one.
Yeah.
There's nothing in December, apart from what's the NXT one called again in December?
Deadline.
Deadline. So yeah,
Only D'Angelo's going to be world champion at that premium live event. Mark my words.
All right.
And the King of the Ring and Queen's Crown winners should be Seth Rollins and Shayna Baszler, and they should both fight for the titles at the Royal Rumble.
What about Rhea Ripley? That'd be fun.
Oh, Rhea.
And the greatest heel of all time, Dominic Mysterio.
God.
Yeah, good.
The greatest luchador in the history of WWE.
I mean, listen, I've watched a lot of Ric Flair, a lot of Harley Race. I've watched Razor Ramon, the NWO, all that stuff. I've seen a lot of heels in my time, a lot of great heel wrestlers in my time, and I have to say that Dominic Mysterio is probably at least number 520.
I love him, by the way.
No, I think it's a lot of fun.
I think he's sensational.
It's a lot of fun, and it's really over.
Yes.
I'm having fun with it, man. It's good. He's got a good mullet too.
Yeah. And
I can't grow one of those.
Rhea Ripley is Mammy, thoughts?
You need to...
Okay, Len Hollock.
You're married.
Len Hollock.
It's my fault.
Len Halleck gives us our second question of the day. He says, morning, gents. Who would have an epic/hilarious run with the superhero gimmick? Nikki ASH, obviously not doing that anymore.
Shane Helms, wow, yeah.
Axiom's sort of in NXT's a sort of nerd comic book guy.
Sami Zayn.
Not that I didn't think about that.
But yeah, he would do
Honorary Usman.
He would do interesting stuff. I would kind of like, when R-Truth does this gimmick where he gets everything deliberately wrong, like he said Grayson Waller has a British accent.
That was great patter last night.
I'd like him to be like a crap superhero who does everything wrong. I think that would be fun. Like, just terrible.
I think the obvious answer, straight off the top of my head, is Orange Cassidy, obviously. Like the laziest superhero, right, and then just like laser eyes something to free someone at the last minute.
Even though he can't be asked.
Help me, Orange Cassidy. Oh, for fine. Jesus, can't look after yourself. Tony D'Angelo. That's who I want to see as a superhero. He's great enough as he is, and he's got his sidekick Stacks.
What would his superpower be? Waste disposal man. Was that his business when he first came through? Was it like...
Yeah, waste disposal.
Yeah, because the Sopranos
was there, obviously.
Yeah.
What do you want, boys?
Yep.
If you're not watching NXT, genuinely you're missing out. What's the new one called? Who just sent them that weird voicemail?
You tell me, man. He showed me the video today. Scripts.
That's it. Matt Ryan,
Why?
Aussie Dead, gives us our final question of the day. Obviously, the big reveal, as we mentioned, for The Rock's daughter on last night's NXT. And Matt says, what are your favourite and least favourite unveilings or reveals in wrestling? Have a great day. You have a great day too, Matt.
Eric Rowan staring at a dude that looked like Eric Rowan while Bryan Danielson sat in the middle of them to close an episode of SmackDown.
And who tried to kill Roman out of him? I genuinely cannot remember.
Yeah, who the hell knows, man? That was the weirdest, wildest, crappiest, but also kind of like so bad it's funny kind of thing. Also, Eric Rowan's spider.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. He had a time, didn't he?
He had a run, man.
And he's been great whenever he shows up in AEW with his red beard.
I think he's a
comes
lot
in
of fun.
Rex dudes and you go, cool, make that guy all of
Yeah,
it.
he comes in and he works at like 200% and it's like fun and he runs around the ring. But yeah, man, that guy got fed a lot of garbage.
Yeah. Like, there's obvious ones to mention, Gobbledygooker and, you know, Vince is the higher power.
I know exactly what you're going with.
I think worst, aside from, well, this is an obvious one as well, is Hornswoggle as Vince's illegitimate son, because there was so much potential in that storyline, and you thought, and obviously we know now it was going to be Kennedy, and like there's so much potential of what they could have done. It's just such a, and it was just such a, we're doing the funny thing, and they did it again, obviously, with the anonymous Raw GM. The best, Tito Ortiz in TNA. And the non-existent pep that he got as a result of that.
Was it August 1st warning? August something
like that.
August 1st warning revealed us. God bless Mike Tenay for trying like really
Mike
hard.
Tenay deserves all the flowers for the amount of times he tried so hard in TNA.
And then everyone in the ring going, oh my God! Well,
they're really going for it.
The audience is like, what?
Who the f***'s that guy?
And it's wild as well, because Tito is such like a big MMA personality.
Yeah.
A guy I don't agree with on a lot of things, I should point out.
Yeah.
But, you know, like was known for being this interesting, if nothing else, character in the UFC. Not the most eloquent speaker, it's safe to say. Yeah, maybe they should have got Chuck Liddell instead, I don't know.
It was just, what are you going to do? I'm going to go out there and stand there. Cool. We've got 5 minutes left of the show. We'll stand there longer then.
Just do a cool face.
So good. If you haven't watched it, go check it out.
Definitely check it out.
I don't think we've quite done it justice because it is something else. It really is. Speaking of which, let's move on to today's and finally. And I've actually done some proper work for this for once, rather than just shouting into a toy microphone. Have you seen, Andy Murray, the latest shot of Zac Efron as Kevin Von Erich in the upcoming film The Iron Claw? Because
he's ripped.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, like, to be fair to Zac Efron, he's not Mr. High School Musical anymore.
Sure.
He's been in. I've really enjoyed some of his films, and you can just tell he goes all the way with it, whether it be being a serial killer or doing silly stuff on Baywatch or whatever it may be. But my God, how good does he look as Kevin Von Erich?
He looks sensational, particularly as like obviously like we're built like flumps, right? But like Kevin was kind of like a wiry dude. He obviously had some muscling and all of that stuff. But like Kerry was the big jack guy, so it's really impressive. Yeah, like I'm really looking forward to this film.
I'm fascinated by this.
It's such a horrible. You know, story that of the Von Erich family. And when you see footage of Kevin,
Vice do some stuff on this as well.
Yeah, it was on Dark. They did a Dark Side of the Ring.
So.
One of the best ones, I think. And if you look at Kevin today, like he's living on Hawaii, he's walking around barefoot. Like he deserves that life because he's had such a rough time. Some of my favorite wrestling like pops ever are, and he's done it in WWE. He did it in Impact as well. Is whenever like a company has a show in Texas and they get Kevin in to do the claw on someone.
Yes,
just rules, man. It always gets a big pop. So yeah, I love like. I have such warmth for nice things happening to the Von Erichs. So I hope this film rules.
Yeah.
And Zach's in good shape.
And I'm excited, like you say, to maybe younger wrestling fans be introduced to this story because it's astonishing.
Yeah, it's just one tragedy after another. And if you've not heard much about it before, look it up, man. It's a really...
watch that Dark Side. It's absolutely fantastic. And set a date in the diary for whenever the Iron Claw comes out. And in the meantime, go and see Black Adam because it's got The Rock in it and I love him.
I've not seen that yet, but the reviews have been interesting.
Yes, should we go and watch it together?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay,
Never mind work.
Let us know your thoughts. We can just claim that as work expense.
Yeah, why not?
Where are you? We're in the cinema.
Yeah.
We're doing some wrestling research.
Reason for expense for The Rock's in it, and he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mr. Murray, why have you spent £40 on popcorn in this expense claim?
Yeah.
Well, look at this physique. He didn't pay for himself.
And how big was the popcorn? It's about this big.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Mind you, Gateshead View cinema tickets are only $4.99.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
We haven't been paid to say that. We're just fans.
Take your art house, right? Your 16 quid tickets.
You ponce.
Shove that right up your ear.
Yeah, just... Be careful, because sometimes your ears can talk, as we saw on NXT last night. Right, let us know your thoughts on that and all today's news stories in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to
It's been a
WhatCulture
spicy
Wrestling.
episode, hasn't it?
I enjoyed this. We're back in the groove, I think.
We're back.
WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from. We're going to review NXT. We're going to look ahead to AEW Dynamite a little bit later on today. Thoughts, Twitter questions, all the good stuff on Twitter at WhatCultureWW. You watch there, follow both of us. Follow Andy Murray at...
Follow me at Andy H. Murray. The H stands for no.
That it does. The H is silent. You can follow me on Twitter at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWW, as I said. But for now, my thanks to Andy Murray.
Glasses really need a clean.
Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.